What's going on, stackers? So in this video I'm going to share with you the best Q4 niches to explode sales. So, welcome back to Stacking Profit. My name's Paddy, and over here we give you the tools and resources to learn, grow and master passive income streams so that you can live a life of freedom. Now, like I said in this video, I'm going to share with you niches to explode sales over the Q4 period. Now, here we are in Get Book Report over my results from last Q4, and we can see that I made $14,000, and that was from October 1st to December 31st. So that is Q4. That's when Q4 is. Now, if we scroll down all the way to round about here, we can see that I actually sold 7,329 books. Now, I've spoken about this in the past, but the majority of my sales over the Q4 period come from gift keywords. So I am going to share a couple of niches with you in a minute. You have probably already heard about these niches because there's no secret about them. There's not really any secret about niches anyway in KDP. But what I'm going to do is just share with the niches and then just share the ways that you should be targeting your books over the Christmas period. Now, this one just here, I'm not going to go over my books for Q4, but if we look at this one just here, this is just one of my standard composition notebooks, and this is targeting a gift keyword. Now, with this, we can see that in Q4 last year, I actually sold 415 units, making $837 just from this one book. Now, I know all of this is blurred, so you can't actually see it. So what I'm going to do is just unblur the gift keyword so you can see that right now. So here it is. Just there, you can see the gifts keyword. Now again, a lot of my books over the Q4 period get sales these ways. Now, these types of gift keywords, you don't want to be using them on every single book. There's only a few different types of books where using gift keywords actually works. Now, let's head on over to Amazon so I can pull up some examples and just go a little bit more in depth, because I always hear people always ask me, what are the best selling niches for Q4? Well, literally everything sells over Q4. Literally everything, because it's a buyer frenzy and people are looking for gifts for their friends, their family, their relatives, and all of that. So literally most book types sell over the Q4 period. Now, especially if you can target those books around gifts. So right here, I've got notebook. I've pulled up a notebook. Am I telling you to go and create notebooks? No, I'm not, because remember, the easier it is to create a book, the more competition that there's going to be. So let me say that again. The easier it is to create a book, the more competition that there's going to be. How easy is it to create a notebook? Well, relatively easy. You can get the interior for free from places like BookBolt. I believe you can get a journal / notebook interior from them for free, and then all you have to create is the cover. So realistically, it's really easy to create notebooks. So for that reason alone, there's going to be a lot more of them. But if you niche down and target your keywords a certain way, you can make lots of sales. Now, when it comes to gifts, you can target those gifts multiple different ways. Gifts for mum, gifts for dad, daughter, son, sister, auntie, uncle, granddad, papa, or whatever. There's loads of different ways that you can actually target your books. So let's have a look at notebook. We can do notebook for mum. Now this again still isn't really that niche down, so you'd want to niche down even further. Now straight away, if we look just here, we have notebook for mum, for mummy, notebook for mum to write notes. So this one could actually be a potentially good keyword. Now, I did say that I do target a lot of my books around keywords if it makes sense, but let's just go with this for now, because look, I want to say this really quick. Now, notebook for mum isn't niched down. So right here is where we'd put a different type of keyword. We could go through animals, sports, foods, and all of these good stuff. So let's do a pineapple. Pineapple notebook for mum. Okay, so no one's searching for that because no one's auto-populated it. So let's try a different one. Sloth notebook for, and then we have girls, boys, school, kids, journal. Sloth notebook for journal? Journaling, that should be. But we get the idea. There's loads of different ways that you can target your keywords for your books. So for a standard notebook, you want to niche down. We can niche down into animals. So for this case, we're doing a sloth notebook, and then a sloth notebook for, and then we have girls, boys, schools, and these are all different types of books that you can create. Now we can move this forward into gift keywords. So let's do sloth gifts, and now look at all these different types of keywords. We have sloth gifts for women, girls, kids, men, boys, baby. Sloth gifts for girls 8 to 10. So do you think if you had a really cute sloth girly notebook, do you think if you targeted this keyword just here you would make sales? More than likely. And why is that? Well, because it's really niche down. So notebooks can make you a hell of a lot of royalties over the Q4 period if you niche down. Remember, if you create a notebook that isn't really targeting anyone, you're not going to make any sales because people aren't going to find you. You want to create your books around what people are searching for. And for this instance, in the sloth gift niche, we can see what people are searching for. So sloth gifts for women, girls, kids, men. These are all keywords that create your books around. And sloth is just one of literally thousands of different niches just for notebooks. So if you want to start exploding your sales, start creating notebooks because they're easy, fast and fun to create and make the perfect gift, especially when they're niched down, because people have friends and family who love certain things. So I might have a friend that loves sloths. So my thinking is I would go over to Amazon, start typing in sloth gifts for women, and then if a notebook popped up, I'd more than likely buy it if it was a cute little notebook. And again, it's going to be the same for the majority of niches out there. People love pugs. They're really passionate about their dogs, their pugs, and things like that. But if we type in pug gift or pug gifts, we can see a lot more different keywords. So if I created a really nice looking notebook, a pug notebook, and then targeted pug gifts for pug lovers, women or kids, I'm more than likely going to make those sales because I'm creating books around what people are searching for. The best way to explode your sales over the Q4 period is just by creating books which people are actually searching for, and that's where most people go wrong. So that's the first type of book anyway, a notebook. A notebook can make you lots of sales if they're niched down. The second one being composition notebooks. Now, with composition notebooks, it's going to be the same as your standard notebooks. There's going to be literally thousands of different niches within the composition notebook niche, and literally thousands of different gift keywords that you can target. So with composition notebooks, let's take that sloth again. So sloth composition notebook, we can see that's what people are actually searching for. So sloth composition notebooks, wide ruled. Sloth composition notebooks, wide ruled again just there. Primary composition notebook sloth. We're going to be taking a look at primary composition notebooks as well in a minute, because there's a lot of potential there as well. But again, with composition notebooks, there's going to be literally thousands of niches, and you can use gift keywords if it makes sense. So let's go just back to here. Actually, no, let's keep it on here, on composition notebooks. We can change that keyword here, that niche, to sloth. or anything related to animals, foods, sports, and things like this. Remember, there's literally thousands and thousands of niches. Now, if you want to know how to create a composition notebook, I have done videos on this in the past, and I'll link one right there in the right-hand corner so you can go through and watch. But again, it's the same composition notebooks as it is for notebooks, and you can create some really nice composition notebooks and market them as gifts. So again, for a nice composition notebook or a sloth composition notebook, we could target a sloth gift keyword. So let's just pull up that for a second. So let's take a look at these. Sloth gift for men, kids, teacher. Okay, so this one's perfect. Look at this. Sloth gift for teacher. Now, when it comes to composition notebooks, they're mainly for academic uses, for in school. So a sloth composition notebook would be perfect for a, let's just pull that up again, would be perfect for a sloth gift for teacher. So I hope you understand how you can target these gift keywords around certain books, because again, this is what is going to help you explode your sales. It's all well and good me just saying, here, take these niches, this is the niche which will explode sales for you, because it did for me. Well, it doesn't work like that. I could give you so many niches and you're going to get completely different results from me, because my skill set is different from your skill set. My design skills are different from your design skills. My keyword research is going to be different from yours. Just so many different factors. So it's always better for me to show you how to find the niches, the keywords, and all of that good stuff, because when you do this yourself, you're going to get a lot better results rather than just someone giving you those niches. So if someone's giving you a niche and saying, yep, you can make $1,000 a month with that niche, that's not completely true, again, because everyone's different. Now, me giving you some ideas like this around notebooks, composition notebooks, primary composition notebooks, and colouring books, that's what we're going to cover in a second. Me giving you strategies and ideas to find niches and keywords like this, you're going to get a lot better results. So try and get that drilled into your head. Because the more time you, yep, that's you, the more time you personally spend on niche research and keyword research, the better results you're going to be. Anyway, or going to have. Anyway, composition notebooks, another one that is going to sell extremely well over the holidays or Q4 period, because they make great gifts. Then we also have primary composition notebooks. So right here, this is a composition notebook. This is for primary composition notebook. Now, what's the difference? Well, let's go back to here. A composition notebook is mainly for teenagers, adults, and older kids. Now, a primary composition notebook is just that. It's for primary. So if we go over to tangent templates for a second, we can see just here, these are the composition notebooks. This is college ruled and wide ruled. You get two different types of composition notebooks. And depending on what people are searching for, they're actually searching for either one or the other. So please remember that as well. But these are the composition notebooks. Then if we scroll down to here, this story paper, this is more primary composition notebooks. Why is that? Well, we have handwriting practice right here on the page, along with a little section for drawing. So this is the primary composition notebook, and this is what the composition notebooks look like. So I thought I'd just say that as well, because there is a vast difference. You wouldn't want to create a primary composition notebook, but then the interior be a standard composition notebook. Anyway, with primary composition notebooks as well, there's thousands and thousands of niches. Animals, pets, sports, hobbies, and things like this. Especially animals, or even vehicles. Think of things like trains. Small boys, or some small boys, absolutely love trains. So if there was a train primary composition notebook, chances are people are going to buy that for their kid, if they love trains. Again, there's so many different ways to target your primary composition notebooks. And again, with the primary composition notebooks, it makes great gifts. So if you have a young kid, again, who loves trains, you type in train gifts. So let's go over to here. You could type in train gift for. Let's do that again. For, and then we have these different types of keywords for boys, men, 2-year-old boys, 3-year-old boys, kids. All these different types of keywords that if I were to create a primary composition notebook which were trains, I would then go through all these different train gift keywords to find the perfect one for my book, and then I'd target that way. So again, primary composition notebooks, and standard notebooks all sell extremely well over the Q4 period. How do I know this? Well, I'm just going from experience. That's all I ever do, is just go from my own personal experience. And with my own personal experience, these 3 book types, that's the notebooks, composition notebooks, primary composition notebooks as well, sell extremely well. And then there's the last one that I just want to talk about, and that is colouring books. So colouring books sell extremely well all year round, especially, I really can't talk today, especially if you're creating books around passions. This is things that people love. Again, it comes down to animals, hobbies, sports, everything. Everything is a niche once you start understanding that. Now, with colouring books, again, you can target gift keywords if it makes sense. So with a colouring book, I would target gift keywords, but I'd use them in my back end keywords. I wouldn't use them in the title on a colouring book because it just doesn't make sense. But with colouring books, there's literally thousands and thousands of niches. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have done a video all about colouring book niches. If I have, I'll link it right there in the right hand corner so you can go through and watch. But these are the 4 types that I wanted to share. These are 4 books that can completely explode your sales over the Q4 period. Again, I'm just going from experience. Now, if you want to create colouring books, make sure you've already got some experience in KDP with other types of books, like notebooks or things like that. Easy books so you can learn the process. I'm seeing too many people that have no idea about KDP trying to create colouring books, and those colouring books just really do not look very good. So you need the experience first before moving on to colouring books. And if you're going to create a colouring book, you really need to niche down. Now, there's a few different ways you can niche down. First of all, being through the niche. So let's do again a sloth colouring book. So right off the bat, we have the book type, which is a colouring book. Then we have the niche, which is a sloth. But then we need who it's for. So right here we can see for adults, kids, girls, kids ages 8 to 12, 4 to 8, for teens, for children. So for this instance, you could do a sloth colouring book for children. So let's change that. Children. This is really niche down. Remember, you always want to niche down your keywords. Now with this can be taken and put into any niche. So we have the book type, colouring book. We have the niche, sloth, and then who it's for. So think of it like that. So we can change the sloth to a dog colouring book for, and then we have the 8 to 12, toddlers, puppy lovers. Look at that. Dog colouring book for puppy lovers. I bet that's going to be a really great keyword as well. Anyway, my point being, always niche down. Again, we have some videos about colouring books on the channel. I'm going to link them right there in the right hand corner so you can go through and watch. But just know that everything sells at Q4. Literally everything. It is a buyer frenzy. So all you have to do is just start creating books. Start creating books around what people are searching for. Make sure they're good quality, and then you will get results. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, go hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified for any further videos. That being said, I've been Paddy, this has been Stacking Profit, and I'll see you again soon.